Hey everyone, it's Bowler Guy. Welcome back to the Sub 30 series. This is episode 2. Today, we will be discussing villages. Which village houses are useful, which ones are not so useful, and what to gather at a village. Typically, your game plan in any village is going to be to gather basic tools, food, at least 3 beds, and a bucket. So, this village right in front of me is a plains village. There are 5 different villages in total. Now this village has some hay bales. Not all villages have them, but plains villages do. Now taking a look around, this village is a pretty standard plains village. Now these houses here with the singular door don't really offer much beyond just 1 bed. However, if you need just 1 bed, they're pretty useful. However, this house over here with 2 doors, no chimney, and these little corner stairs is only pretty useful in a plains village because it has a chest inside and a bed. So there's a chest here on the right. This one, not super useful. However, sometimes they could have emeralds and bread. Now this house on the left here, you think, oh, well, it has double doors. Yes, but notice the windows on the sides and the fact that it doesn't have corner stairs and the fact that it has this chimney here. This means that it does not have a chest. It is merely a blast furnace house. There's one other house I have yet to discuss, and that is this house over here. It is commonly called the hotel in speedrunning. It is essentially the one-stop shop for pretty much everything you'll need from a village. Alright, if you enter the house here, you'd be greeted with 4 beds, a chest, obviously plenty of wood in the house, and stone. So essentially that's everything you need right there. So, without a doubt, the second most useful house in a plains village next to the blacksmith, but this village doesn't have one. But how would I play it? Well, this is how I'd play it in survival. So, knowing that there's a hotel here, I'd start punching wood. Now, you can get anywhere from 2 to 4 wood, craft a wooden pickaxe. This is just generally what you're going to do. Craft a wooden pickaxe, get stone, and then make a lot of stone tools. And stone tools is about what you need for the run. So I opt here to grab 4. You'd craft 12 sticks. Well, actually, you'd craft all of them into planks and then craft a crafting table and then craft 12 sticks. So you'd have 3 wood left over, or you'd have 6. Then you'd craft a wooden pickaxe. Then you'd have 3 wood left over. All right, next you're going to grab 3 stone pickaxe, you grab 8 more. Then you'd have all of the tools here. Now, you need at least 3 beds. So I grab 3 here. And then a good key thing is to put those bread that you get right in your 9th slot, because that's where the first bed's going to go. So you can easily swap it out and that bed falls into your inventory. Now, killing the golem here is pretty easy. You're going to want to hit it, and then it's going to start running toward you. So just build up conveniently with those 3 planks you have. And then you're just going to want to jump up and down and perform a critical hit on the iron golem every single time you hit it. After a while, it will drop its iron. You can get anywhere from 3 iron to 5 iron. This golem only gives me 3. So, coming over here, we're going to grab some hay bales. For beginners, I would recommend grabbing 15, because that way you can craft 2 stacks of wheat, and then you still have 1 left over. I grabbed some other wood here because you're going to need some more wood to wood light. Alright, now the only thing you really have to do here is finish up your crafting and you're done. Alright, so I'm going to craft the planks. I'm going to craft the 2 stacks of wheat. You can see I only have 1 hay bale left over. And having that 1 hay bale is pretty important. It's very useful in the nether. Sometimes even the overworld, if you're not good at the water bucket, or I would recommend grabbing that. So if you get 3, you can craft a bucket. If you get 4, I would still recommend crafting a bucket. And I'd hate to say this, you should craft a shield if you have 4. But if you have 5, you can actually craft an iron sword. So then you can just throw out the stone sword right there. Alright. So that was essentially how I'd play the Plains Village. That's not the quickest. However, I opted to kind of slow down and explain things a little bit. So looking around here, you want to generally go away from 0-0 towards flat terrain. So perhaps this way would do. So, but we're not done with all the villages yet. right? So what if I were in a taiga village, let's say? How would a taiga village work? Okay, so this house right here on the right, you can see it has on both sides of the both sides of the door those two cobblestone walls. So that one will have a chest on the right hand side. You see double tall cobblestone walls. Gonna open. Oh, and these little like log pillars, I guess, on the right. Open it. It'll have a chest and logs, and it'll have a crafting table as well. Very useful. I flew up there to show you exactly why taiga villages do not have the best visibility. Sometimes it's very hard to spot them, so just be wary of that. So here's an example of a taiga blacksmith. You're gonna open the door. It's gonna be right here on the right hand side, and just some bread and an iron chest plate in this one. However, they can get significantly better than that. This is kind of a poor blacksmith. All right, this house here with the little stairs on the side, it's a pretty tall house. On the upper side, right, this house is very useful. It has a chest on the top. This one has 5 bread and a whole bunch of logs on top of a bed on the top. And even on the bottom, it has a crafting table and another bed. Coming around here, this very large house on the right does not have anything useful. Maybe if you're in survival, it has some bookshelves, but this is a speedrun. This is not regular survival. It's a very, very large house, so don't confuse it for anything else. This one on the left here, despite the fact that it looks really cool, it doesn't have anything in it. It does not have those double tall cobblestone walls. And it has this tree trunk here is not flush with the building, if that makes sense. So again, nothing there. This house on the left does not have double tall cobblestone walls, so it doesn't have a chest, but it does have a bed. All right, and then we're going to look at the other side of the village. So this house, it has double tall ferns, if that means something. And this one has a chest on the left, but no crafting table. All right, and we already looked at this house, however, I will show you all again. Another example of a good chest. That one has some wood. All right, and this house on the right, just like the other one, does not have a chest. It's not useful. And this one, again, with the double tall cobblestone walls, will have a chest, a crafting table, and a bed for you. And in the last part of the village here, we have another blacksmith. And this one will be pretty useful. It'll have 7 iron. And another double tall cobblestone wall chest house. This one, not that useful. Barely anything. All right, so with all this being said, how would you generally play a taiga village? Well, you'd want to raid all of the chests first. You do not want to chop down wood. That's not what you want to do first. All right, so I switched myself into survival here, and I just show you how I would do it. Right, you grab these logs, you'd run around, and you want to loot every possible house that you can in this village before you even do your crafting, because potentially you can get a lot of blacksmiths here. Taiga villages are known for that. You can get a whole lot of resources that you don't really need to. You don't really need to like craft wood and then go to stone and then do all these other things. Sometimes you can just get straight to iron, and you don't even have to punch wood in this. It's a very strange village to play. However, your game plan is still the same. Still, grab beds, grab all the food you can, grab wood, you don't have to chop it though. But it's worth noting that unlike the Plains village, this village, like the Snowy village that we'll talk about later, does not have hay bales. So keep that in mind. You'll just have to rely on all the bread that you get from the chests, which taiga villages usually have a lot of them, so it's not that bad to play. Whereas Snowy villages do not have many chests, so they're kind of harder to play. So here I only get 7 iron. Usually you'd want to craft a sword or maybe a pickaxe. I would go sword in this scenario. However, I'm going to choose this route where I craft a sword, and then I'm going to mine 3 stone. Then I'm going to throw it out and then craft a stone pickaxe. What you could have done in this scenario is you also could have killed the iron golem with the sword. It's another very viable scenario. However, I chose to not do that. You could have also held the 4 iron until you got into the nether, and then if you came across a bastion, you could then craft. You can then have the option to either craft a sword or a pickaxe. All right, so I'm just finishing up my crafting. I grab a shovel just in case I come across snow. And with that, I'm done with this village. So that's pretty much how I'd play it. You see I only got 17 bread, so might get a little rolled here. So moving to our next village. This village is the Savanna village. Now, this village is more similar to the plains, I'd argue, because you'd have to punch trees, and there are hay bales here. Generally speaking, it's kind of like the plains, except for one thing. Houses can have buckets with chests in them. So these red houses here, you see with the windows, but no, the very obvious thing is that they're red houses in the Savannah. Yeah, I have to replace this. I don't like that. But they have a lot of useful things. So you see, this one here has 4 emeralds. We'll talk about useful trades later. And a whole bunch of bread. And again, here's another red house, meaning it'll have a chest. All right. They also have beds. Now, this one has no windows. So it is just the blast furnace house. This house is orange. It does not have a chest. However, it does have a crafting table if that's useful to you, and a bed. Coming up here, there's another red house, meaning it will have chest. However, this one here, with windows, you see all these the 3 sides of windows. The other house didn't have windows. This one does, meaning that one has a chest. And I did luckily find us a village that had a bucket in it, just so I can show off that it can happen. And sometimes they have saddles as well, which can be useful to you. And again, hay bales. So this house has a chest as well, the one we're looking at. It has the one side of banners. If it has 2 sides of banners, it does not have a chest. Or if it has 1 side of banners, it does. But this is a bad example of a chest because it doesn't have anything useful, just some seeds. However, all of these chests do have the same loot table. They're all relatively the same. None of these other houses have chests. That one down there doesn't have windows, and the ones that we just passed are not ones with chests in them. So again, how would you play this village in survival? Luckily, I've just, Googled how to command block, and I'm trying to show you. So the only thing that is a little bit different about this village is the fact that, different from the plains village, is the fact that the cobblestone, there's no cobblestone here. You'd have to dig for it, or you can find a little cliff in the village like I did over here. All right, and I guess it is kind of a taiga village as well because you do raid some chests, and you try to get a bucket. However, the chance of a bucket's pretty slim, but it's still definitely worth it to raid them. Now, here's something to address, is that I didn't put the crafting table close enough to me. So you see how I have to, place dirt below me to get back up? You should dig right next to your crafting table so that you can craft from down here. And again, because there's hay bales here, you'd want to craft the hoe as well, because you're going to gather quite a lot of hay bales. All right, so looking around here, we only have 1 bed. There's the golem. We have a whole lot more to do here. There's the hay bales. There's the golem. We should get more wood as well. However, I'm going to look around for a bucket. Now, I know. I know where one is, but I'm going to try to play this out like a real run. So just pretend I don't know, if that makes sense. 4 emeralds here. I was going to tell you guys later some useful trades with those 4 emeralds. There are noticeably, I would say, 3 that you can do. 1 is for food, 2 is for an iron axe, and 3 is for a bucket. And I might have pulled this off in this village too, but I didn't show it off yet, so I decided not to. And don't worry, we'll get around to that later. So I'm going to, quote unquote, find the house with the bucket in it, just to display it could happen. Now, you would still kill a golem in this scenario because an iron sword or an iron pickaxe is going to be very, very useful. Another very, very useful later in the run, especially if you get 5, because then you can craft both a sword and a pickaxe. And then you're just set for the entire run. And I picked up hay bales here, and now I'm just going to kill the golem. I think this is the village where the golem decides to be a meanie. He doesn't want to come over here. Now notice there when I built up, I did decide to craft everything while I was there. So I decide that the golem's kind of stuck. I was going to try to like stab it, and then it just jumps around. I don't know. This golem's being a little finicky. Golems sometimes get stuck on grass paths. English, I guess. And sometimes that's not fun because then you go up to them like I just did. So again, you have the option here of just not crafting anything. However, I think I crafted a sword in this scenario. Yeah, I did. I usually do that. So notice how I crafted all of the wheat and then I crafted one back into a hay bale. You should absolutely do that. Hay bales are very, very useful in Nether. Okay, so looking, just like before you get out of the village, you should have a checklist. Make sure you have a bucket, make sure you have food, make sure you have tools, and make sure you have wood. This will help you out, and this is what is required of you for going into the Nether. Well, from a village, you can enter the Nether at like 7 seconds, then like, make a bad attempt to get stuff in the Nether, because I did that for one run, but generally it's a lot easier if you have tools and all these other things. So again, you don't want to look around for open terrain when you're leaving this village. You're going to want to run away from 0, 0. However, I'm just at random coordinates in the world, so I don't really pay attention to that. So next village is the desert village. Now, what's weird about the desert village is the fact that you don't have any trees. There's no wood in this village, no trees, no anything. It's going to be very difficult. So we're going to need a blacksmith, like there is right here on my left, or a toolsmith. And there happens to be a desert temple in this village. We're going to disregard that. We're going to pretend it doesn't exist for now. We will get to that in a later episode. However, there's one key feature that can help you in a desert, and that is dead bushes. If you punch dead bushes, they can give you sticks. This isn't, an insane mechanic. However, it's useful here because if you don't directly get a sword like I do here, you just get iron. You can then use the sticks that you get from the dead bushes to craft a sword and then kill the iron golem. So looking around here, I'm going to tell you guys which ones have chests, which ones don't. So this house right in front of us with the 3 buttons and the castle-looking structure on top has a crafting table, which usually isn't that notable, but in this village it is. This one here with the 3 pieces of terracotta and kind of a crown-looking thing has a chest, which will just have some wheat in it. And again, the 3 buttons with the crown has a crafting table. Here's another blacksmith, doesn't really have anything too notable. And you see there's another like 3 block, I think there's 2, maybe even 3 more in this village. 3 buttoned houses. However, they don't have the little crown looking thing on top, so it's not that useful. So how would I play this in survival? So I start by looting this blacksmith and getting everything in it. However, I didn't really like having this iron sword here, so I just don't do this in a run, but I'm just going to pretend I'd never had that. And we're gonna go over here and grab a dead bush, and luckily it dropped me a stick. That's what you do in a real run if you didn't have the iron sword. So generally, when you see blacksmith, just run straight for it. Don't even care about whatever else is in the village. You can worry about that after you grab it, because they might provide you with tools. Then I'm going to open this chest here. You can see it'll provide me a good amount of bread and wheat. I throw out 2 here because I know that you need 3. At least it's basic Minecraft knowledge. I'm sorry if this sounds a little stupid of me to say, but you need 3 bread, or you need 3 wheat to craft a piece of bread, so I'm going to decide to take out the other 2, so I only have 6. Now here I grab the crafting table, which is obvious why I'm doing that, but I grab a door here because there's no other wood, so we have to use a door to woodlight, which is very funny. So now we need to grab all of these hay bales. Now, funny enough, if you mine anything in Minecraft Bedrock with a sword, it is 5% faster than with a hand. I'm not sure why that happens, but it does. Now, killing the golem here, just build up with hay bales. The newest version, you can crouch and just hit the golem practically every time. It makes it a whole lot easier to do, so I'd recommend doing that. Then once the golem dies, you can collect the iron and dig back up the hay bales. So you want to craft a bucket here, and We did get 5, so you can also craft a pickaxe. Now going through the checklist, you notice we don't really have a lot of tools. However, there's a lot of dead bushes here, so you can grab them. And most biomes in the Nether, actually no, just 2 of them have wood. Right, the Crimson Forest and the Warped Forest, and yeah, I can craft a pickaxe out of that. So that's what I opt to do here. Very useful. So again, going through the checklist, we have enough to woodlight, we have 3 beds, we have the bucket, we have everything we need. So now this village is the village I do not like. It is a snowy village. Now here, your main objective is, again, the same. However, I don't like this village. It doesn't have any hay bales. It doesn't have any chests. Generally, it's not that good. So looking around here, this one does not have a chest because it has a little like outward facing area. This one with the blue ice will have a chest on the right hand side. Usually has bread and maybe an emerald. This one here will have a chest as well. It has a very tiny cobblestone chimney and these little 7, or if you're looking at the stairs, the 9 forward-facing logs. This one does not have any forward-facing logs, but does have a cobblestone chimney. But yeah, it doesn't have a chest. That's a lie. And on the right-hand side, again, the blue ice, it will have a chest. And the only thing I'd say snowy villages are pretty good at is providing you with crit bugs, which we'll talk about later, and a whole lot of open terrain. So what I do in survival? Again, I will start off by grabbing 4 wood, crafting a wooden pickaxe, digging down, getting 3 stone, crafting a stone pickaxe, then getting the rest of my tools. Noticeably, I will only get 6 cobblestone because there's no hay bales, so there's no reason to craft a hoe in this village. But even if you do not like crafting shovels, I would strongly recommend crafting a shovel here, because you can, again, grab a very good amount of crit bugs here, and you will never have to worry about it for the rest of the run. So, again, I'm only grabbing 6 in this village. That's all that is recommended. So, well, that's all that's needed. So, I'm going to craft a stone shovel, a stone axe, and a stone, it's a stone sword. Stone axe, stone shovel, stone sword. That's all that's required. So very quickly here, I'm going to grab a whole bunch of snowballs. Ironically, you can either you can left click or right click to get the items. I'm not sure how it works in other. So you can use your place block if you're on console or your hit block, and either one will get snowballs. I'm not sure why that happens, but it does. So again, the golem here, pretty standard things. You're going to want to hit the golem. You're going to want to run away a little bit, pillar up 3 blocks, and stand on top of it, and critical hit the golem. Very standard. You can also anger the golem here with a snowball, which is very funny to do. And here's a good example of me getting 5. So right here, you can just throw out the stone sword because you don't have enough for a pickaxe. However, you do have enough for a sword. So again, you can just craft both. You're going to want to grab more wood here because you need something to woodlight. We do not have flint and steel, and woodlighting is pretty good on Bedrock. So we have all the bread we need. All the bread we can get, really. And these farms always will have water in them. So I grab a bucket, and I grab an iron sword. And that's pretty much it for this village. And with that, that's all the village types. However, I want to talk about valid trades, let's say. These trades are easily the 3 most useful trades in speedrunning. So, first off, we have a farmer. You're going to want to look at the second trade here, an emerald for 6 bread. If you get a lot of emeralds and you don't have a lot of food, very, very good. Secondly, you have 3 emeralds for an iron axe. It could be useful. I'd argue it's a lot less useful in the farmer. And sometimes the second trade, or actually it's a third trade, I guess, of the weaponsmith here could provide you with some really interesting enchantments. And this one, the fish, the cod trade as people call it, 3 emeralds for a bucket of cod. You can just use that instead of getting a bucket from the golem. You can just trade for the cod bucket, and you'll never have to worry about never have to worry about the bucket ever again because you already have it. And then if you get 5 from the golem, you can just craft an iron sword and an iron pickaxe. All right, I'll see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.